In discussions about food and chronic disease, diet often takes center stage. Nutritional choices are rightly recognized as key drivers of conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain cancers. But there's a deeper layer to this relationship that often goes underappreciated: the powerful, intertwined influence of lifestyle factors, socioeconomic status, chronic stress, physical activity, and sleep. These elements don't just modify the effects of diet, they shape the very context in which dietary patterns emerge and impact health. Socioeconomic status is perhaps the most influential and least visible of these variables. People with lower income or educational levels often face structural barriers to healthy eating, such as limited access to fresh food, lack of time for meal preparation, or living in neighborhoods dominated by fast food outlets and convenience stores. Processed, calorie-dense foods are often cheaper and more accessible than nutrient-rich alternatives, making them a default choice, not due to lack of knowledge, but due to constrained options. In such environments, it's difficult to separate the effects of poor diet from the economic realities that shape it. Stress is another critical but underestimated factor. Chronic stress, whether from financial hardship, job insecurity, or personal trauma, can alter hormonal balance, elevating cortisol, increasing cravings for high-fat and high-sugar foods, and impairing sleep. These physiological responses not only push individuals toward unhealthy eating patterns, but also make the body more vulnerable to the harmful effects of those foods. Inflammation, insulin resistance, and blood pressure can all be elevated by stress independently of diet. When stress is chronic, even a moderately unhealthy diet may cause more harm than it would in a less burdened body. Exercise habits, or the lack thereof, further complicate the equation. Physical activity not only burns calories, but improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and supports healthy gut microbiota, all factors that buffer the impact of a poor diet. Two individuals eating similar meals may experience very different metabolic outcomes based on their activity levels alone. Moreover, exercise often promotes better appetite regulation, mood stability, and energy levels, making it easier to choose healthier foods in the first place. Without considering movement, the effects of diet on disease can appear either exaggerated or muted. Sleep also plays a subtle but crucial role. Inadequate or poor quality sleep alters hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin, increases cravings, and impairs glucose metabolism. People who are sleep deprived are more likely to overeat, choose high-calorie foods, and have less motivation to exercise. Again, these factors don't operate in isolation. They compound one another, shaping an individual's overall risk landscape in ways that dietary data alone cannot explain. What all of this suggests is that we may be underestimating how much lifestyle mediates the relationship between diet and chronic illness. Studies that rely on food frequency questionnaires without accounting for stress levels, physical activity, or socioeconomic background may misattribute risk to diet alone. This oversimplification not only skews research, but can lead to public health messages that ignore the lived reality of millions of people. Telling someone to eat more vegetables is of little use if they're juggling 3 jobs, living in a food desert, and dealing with chronic anxiety. That doesn't mean diet isn't crucial. It is. But interpreting dietary impact in a vacuum misses the broader system in which food choices are made. For public health to be truly effective, it must address the social and behavioral conditions that make healthy eating more or less attainable. That includes designing policies that improve food access, support mental health, encourage physical activity, and create environments where healthier choices are the easier ones. Recognizing the complex interplay between lifestyle factors and diet isn't about diluting responsibility. It's about aligning our understanding of disease risk with the full picture of human experience. Only then can we craft interventions that are not only scientifically sound but also equitable, practical, and rooted in real life.